Welcome back to the Flight Deck podcast. There's some news. Well, not really news yet. I don't know
It's
how to call this. We have
per sources.
we for a handful of Twitter sources and some brave soul that walked up to the J shop and peeked through the window. We are most likely looking at what is going to be announced. You know what? By the time this episode is released,
Airs probably gonna
everyone's
be
going to
out.
already know.
Yeah,
But as of it is 2:02 on Thursday, the day of the launch party. We do not know the City Connect. We technically
we
are not supposed to know
we
the
we
City
are
Connects yet.
unaware of what
Yes.
they look like in all quotations.
Everything from here on out is going to be allegedly, but
With allegedly with like 95% assured that
we
we
know.
we know we know.
So yeah, honestly, this all happened over the last 3 days, 4 days.
I first off, I would just like to say, called the date of the leak.
Yeah, you said Tuesday, right?
I said Tuesday, and it was
So it
Tuesday.
started Tuesday. So it's been 2 days. And on the Tuesday, I was kind of looking at it and just everything that went around it, and it seemed like maybe they're not the real leaks. But as we get a little bit closer here, it's looking more and more like those are the jerseys.
Genuine article.
Now, what I will say is that original leak sucked.
That looked like the lighting made
Horrible.
that shit look terrifyingly
Yeah, horrible.
Like
it was okay, and I just looked at it. I'm like, this is I think this is the new mid when it came out. I'm like, it's the new mid. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's mid. It had a yellow swoosh.
The
or an
swoosh
orange
did look
swoosh.
yellowish, orange. Like
The letters look washed out a little bit. Not great all around. Then, W Designs, I want to say their name
is W Designs.
They photoshopped it onto Vlad with the black pants with the red and blue stripe that I said they should do. And it looks really good. I'm very much here for it. Nate wanted us to say
call it the shitty connects.
Yeah, we do not agree with Nate.
Yeah,
on this one,
but we had to get it in there for him because he can't
be
here today.
Say he wanted us to say that for him. I disagree. I think they're actually not bad. I don't think they're the best ones by any means.
They're a solid 7.5.
Yeah, I think we are in. I would say without looking at them and ranking them, I would say we're probably top 10.
Yeah,
top 12.
There's what, like 20, 28 now? Because I think the only two teams that don't have are the Yankees and the A's. I say top 10.
I think the original one was like 16, 15, like somewhere right smack dab in the middle area. With what we've seen with the video of what looks like a lid store, and then like the pictures of everything, I kind of like the numbers that look cool.
The numbers are it's the red outlining on the blue. Looks nice.
That looks nice. The front number is probably on the wrong side personally, but I think it's cool to have a front number.
Yeah, because the Jays haven't had a front number in like ever.
Not that I can think of, anyways. No, so it's cool.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little busy in the area that it is. I think if you put it on the other side, it would have made more sense. But whatever. I like the skyline.
I like the skyline too. Some people are all complaining about the CN Tower not looking like the CN Tower.
That's true.
Like
it is a little Space Needle-esque.
Space Needle-y, yeah. Like
but it's cool. I like it.
It does the job.
No, I think you get the idea. Honestly, I like it. I think with the little like shadow, it almost looks like the view from what's that little river or the lake or the whatever the hell it is when you're looking from the water and you can see the reflection of the city skyline there.
I know what you're talking about and I don't know the name.
Yeah, well, either way, there's a bunch of pictures of it and you see like the reflection on the water and it kind of looks like that, like you're looking at it from the water and you get the ripply bottom look there, and like I think that's kind of cool. It does seem like it has a bit of a purple tinge to the skyline, which might be where we come back around to the red and blue coming together.
I think my biggest, not a pet peeve, I'll say, just a little bit of white somewhere.
Yeah, we are lacking
a little bit of white. Like I think in the Toronto like part where like it's obviously based off the Nathan Phillips Square sign. I think if you put a little bit of white, like for example on the inside of the, was probably dumb, you probably can't tell, but like on the inside of the O's, if that's white instead of blue, I think it pops way better.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you could have outlined it in white too.
mhm.
Or I no, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I had to pull
like
it up, but
like just the inner parts of the lettering, if that was white,
uh-huh.
like with just a, it doesn't have to be like fully, just thin white, and it'll help it pop. But
Hmm. Like a little bit of, and I think on the hat where
yes,
the red line is, I think should have been white, and I think that would have made it a little bit better.
honestly, I think as opposed to just leaving, I think what they could have done, I think they can keep the red and the blue as far as like the T part,
Hmm.
but the part that's obviously like going, the black like
The
inner
in
part of the
between
T could just
should
be
have been
white.
white. Yeah,
Like, but
yeah.
either way,
I still think it's good to great.
there's only like, I think when we're judging, I think when we're judging City Connects just based on jersey,
Hmm.
I think it's top 10. If it's
Hmm.
black pants, I'm saying top 5.
I think it could be great. I think it's.
Yes,
I like it.
because
There's a bunch that I put ahead of it, but I
I
do
for
like the
sure,
jersey.
the only ones that I can like definitively say that I like better than this one at the moment are the White Sox,
Hmm.
the Marlins.
Hmm.
I like the Braves more than I like the Braves more than I
That's
probably
fair.
should.
Yeah. I like the Nats.
The Nats is nice too. Like,
Hmm.
and then the jersey, but not the uniform. I like Texas more. The jersey,
The
the cream
jersey. Okay.
jersey,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cream
Yeah.
jersey, but the
Yeah.
cream jersey black pants is a look.
Yeah.
Like, but
Seattle's is pretty nice too.
Seattle's is
I,
Seattle made black pants and blue jersey work somehow.
hmm I
Like,
think we're up there in terms of jerseys this year. I like it more than I'm trying to think if there was a good one. I don't like the Rays one very
the
much.
Rays one, there's the Phillies,
I don't like the Phillies one.
the Cardinals, which I
That was
like, but
stupid.
I like it, but it's just not like you didn't
Yeah.
try.
No.
Like,
It's a decent jersey, but it's the Lou is
the
stupid to me.
Guardians, I
The
like the
Guardians ones
Guardians.
is that's growing on me a lot.
And then what was one that was like very there was another one.
The Dodgers sprinkle
The
donut
Dodgers
that got
sprinkle ones
leaked.
that like hasn't technically been, oh, the
Yeah.
Tigers.
Oh, the Tiger.
The Tigers, which
Yeah,
we
no,
have an
that's
entire
not it.
episode based on that.
Yeah.
Based on that
So
shit.
that's not hard to know where I fall on that
I'd
one.
say so.
Top two
Top two of these ones. I
for
think
sure. I
this
think it's us in Cleveland.
yeah, like
I didn't
I like the Rays ones, but like that's
yeah, I just don't like them as much as these ones.
yeah.
I didn't realize the Cleveland one had like so much city to it, like the
It's
letters
so
are like the
yeah.
statues and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well that's super cool. So that grew on me. This one, I think the one thing that people have kind of looked at too is the font. And they're like, oh, that font sucks. I'm like, it's so very
It's
obviously the Nathan Phillips
blatantly
Square sign.
yeah. Yeah, it's blatantly city. It's blatantly
It's
Toronto.
they
As like dumb
literally
as it
took
sounds.
the city and put it on the jersey. Like it
Yes,
was,
and they use
I
the
get it,
flag of the city as
as
the
the
hat.
hat.
Like,
Yeah. They really leaned into Toronto in this one, and I'm okay with all of that. I think
yeah,
the Nathan Phillips Square sign makes sense. The skyline is
makes
cool.
sense.
I understand some people think it's corny and obvious, but I think I kind of like it the way it looks sitting in behind Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like it. I like the red and blue on the sleeve because it's going to end up being the same thing, and I think they're going to use that same breakdown of the purple. It's going to be like the red and blue together, and
I hate that we
I know,
called so many things on this
I know.
jersey, and I hate it.
It's what it is. But I do like the red and blue stripes because then you still have the
Yes.
Canada there.
Mm-hmm.
I hope the pants are the same because I think that makes it way cooler. And I just get it.
Yeah,
Makes
I
sense.
think white pants takes it down a bit for me. Just go full black. Just go.
I gotta see it. I think I don't know. I don't want to judge it until I actually see.
Also, I'm guessing that they are doing like obviously like a promotional event tonight.
Mm-hmm. There's a launch party. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full launch party at like because I'm like, you motherfuckers did this shit. I waited at like 1 p.m. and I'm like, please, can you put it out before we do the pod? That'd be great.
Yeah,
No?
I didn't. I thought AK mentioned it was earlier, but apparently it's at 7.
Like we said before we started. The only thing we don't know is black pants or white pants. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
We know
now it'd be crazy if this whole thing drops and they're like, yeah, here's our purple jerseys.
Here's our purple and red jersey inspired by the Toronto Raptors. And I'm like,
this was all just a massive play. They went out and actually got all these shirts made so that there was like a
It's
a trick on whoever was going to come
in the
look at it.
video of the
And
guy
they
going into
left
the
it actually behind all of that, where you can't
is
see through the
purple
window, is
is
the
all
actual jerseys.
yeah.
But they made all these ones and put them in the little crack where they just open it up and said, "Here, go take a look. I dare
I'd
you."
give them so much credit.
That'd be huge.
It'd be the greatest troll
so
job
huge.
of all time. Like
That's like Shohei Ohtani decoy-esque.
bro, I saw someone, I can't remember who did it, but someone tweeted out, it's like, it was on the video of the jersey, and it's like, see, guys, this is just a leak, and this is just like a fake one, and Shohei Ohtani will be on the flight with the New Jersey.
I think it might have been, it was either Lex or Meg. I think it might have been Meg, actually.
I think it was
Yeah,
big, but
but
like,
it's super funny. I'm like, yeah,
great.
fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. You got anything else to say on the City
Like,
Connects? I think we did a decent job
we
breaking
did a
down.
decent job. Like, it's
I like them.
which are you buying?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. I have all the jerseys, and I kind of need to get those one.
Yeah,
too.
that's the
Like,
thing, is I have way too many jerseys just to just not get this one.
And the second question, number who?
I don't know.
Who you
Buddy,
getting?
we're gonna transition a little bit here because
I'm terrified of like grabbing like I don't want to grab a Jano, like because I don't have a Jano.
No.
Like I don't have a Dalton Varsho. Like I don't.
I'm saying this very jokingly because I won't actually do this, but the way he's hitting right now, IKF, dude.
IKF has batting 400 in the last like 8 games.
I don't know if we're still gonna do Impact Players of the Week this week.
I mean, I guess we can. Like,
I'll.
But
I assume I was gonna let you go first because I assume David Schneider is probably the easy one.
No, I was gonna go IKF.
Were you gonna go IKF? Okay.
I was gonna go IKF.
I was like, I think the two are easy. I think it's IKF and David Schneider are the two this week. It just depends on which one of us takes which.
We can also give a small, I guess, if since Nate's not here, we can give an honorable mention. George Springer. I know it's just against the White Sox and Tigers.
Sure.
Looking like George Springer-y.
Vladdy too was another one. 5 for 6 day on was that Sunday against the Tigers. That was huge. Fun to watch.
It was fun until it wasn't, and then it was fun, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster ride. It was worth every penny of my ticket though. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Davis has just been carrying pretty well for the last 2 weeks.
He's now got enough plate appearances to be a qualified hitter. So he is 24th in the league in OPS.
Insane. He's also, I think it's like 9th in WRC plus since his debut. Minimum 300 plate appearances or something like that.
He has a 3.2 WAR since his debut.
That's insane, man. Like
nuts, dude.
If you take out that 3-week stretch at the end of last year where he didn't hit anything
and just didn't play.
Oh my God. He's nasty.
Dude, if he played in the playoffs.
I understand George Springer has been better lately, as you mentioned.
Yes, but
the current iteration of this lineup with Davis at the top and Jano hitting 2 is very pretty. I like it a lot.
When Jano's not in, it's Dalton Varsho in the 2.
Like I like it a lot. George can maybe move up eventually, but George in the 7 hole hitting the way he is, I don't dislike him right now, which is a lot.
7-hole George Springer is a phrase that I never thought I'd hear.
No, me neither. Especially not for $25 million, but I'm fine with it if he's making it work. Yeah. Ooh, what was I gonna say? No, IKF. I had the numbers. We are not glossing over that, man.
No, because I think I might have to genuinely I jokingly throw the tweet out every once in a while that the IKF slander will not be tolerated. I think I just have to. That's just part of my Twitter now. I think.
I'm very happy to be one of the only IKF supporters in Toronto at coming into this month. Because I think he's been fantastic. He's now hitting. It was 278 before yesterday.
Like 2.
And he went 1 for 4 yesterday because Kirk can't run.
It's true.
But still, that's nuts. Since the last episode, I think I counted that episode in it. So all 4 games of the Detroit series and the 3 games in the White Sox series, he is hitting 385 with a 467 on base and an 808 slug. What's that?
Yeah, 1 he's hitting bombs too.
1.27 something. Nuts. He's got a 254 WRC plus. He had 2 homers, 3 doubles, and a triple, 5 RBIs, 6 runs. That's great. That's not going to last all year. We're not going to sit here and say that's going to carry us for the rest of the season. But that's awesome when you have this guy who might be making a little bit too much money, but if he's earning it and he's playing good defense, then
he's making 7 million. Like
we take it.
It's chump change, man.
Yeah,
like,
if he's doing that, that's a bargain. But he's not going to do that. But he's did it a little bit, and that's a
he can hit at least like if he can hit 260, 270 all year, like
yeah. Well, he's floating around 280 now.
Yeah, sure.
With a 3-something on base, like 340 on base or something. I could probably look it up, but why? We'll just pretend we know the numbers.
Why? Because we're smart,
and it's fine. I've also been in the building for I think 3 of his 4 homers.
Yeah, the only one you didn't get was the one that was on the infamous broadcast game that because he homered in that game.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I haven't been in the building for. I've been there for both or all 3 of the other ones. So
yeah,
super fun to be around for those. Yeah, I went on a trip.
Yeah, well, I guess. Oh, actually, we can lobby this because you were in Detroit. For part of this trip.
That's how I saw IKF's homer. Also, it was hilarious because I sat down and I'm like, man, I'm excited to see IKF's 4th home run today. And sure enough, like 3 innings later, bang! I'm like, fuck, right off.
I need you to like actually.
It only works for IKF.
I know. I need you to piss off because you get.
I saw Cav.
You get to see.
I saw 11 runs from the Blue Jays.
Sorry to disrespect. I'm going to disrespect you and like you for a quick second.
Okay.
When I tell you the sheer amount of frustration I have had over the last 3 years of being a fan trying to go to a game, and your favorite player is never in the fucking lineup, and then the next day he plays, he hits a fucking bomb, and your friends are in the building to see it. Like,
I was like surrounded by Detroit fans in Detroit, and there's a lot of Jays fans there, but like my section specifically was pretty Detroit heavy. And when I tell you that, I don't say much at games, especially on the road. I don't like to start shit there. I was like, as soon as it hit, I'm fucking standing, and I'm the only one in the section. I'm like, let's go! And I'm like, I look around, I'm like, oh shit, yay!
Hey, dude. That was sidebar. And when I went to that one Jays vs White Sox game, that was me just laughing. I told the people I was there with, I'm like, Paul DeJong can have a really good game and probably hit a home run. And then I see him hit the ball, and I'm just. And then I just start cackling, like
it was just so.
But good. Yeah, you were an asshole. Like I'll never forgive you because it was 2022 when we went to the Cubs game together. We went to the Cubs game together. I wore a Kevin Biggio jersey. He did not play.
Yep.
Then the immediate next day, Brant is in the stands, and then this fucker sends me a video of Cav trotting the bases on a home run. Like
I saw it all. Yeah, that game though, that Detroit one. I thought Cav walked, Cav singled, Cav homered. Just a big Cav day. He had a nice catch in the first.
Dude.
I thought he trapped it at first, but he made a great play on it. Just a big day for Kevin Biggio, and I happened to be there 4 rows from the field watching. It was so fun.
I've been in the crowd for I think 1 Kevin Biggio hit of like the 7 games I've gone to and he's played.
Yeah, it's tough.
I've gone to like every
I've seen more Kevin homers than you've seen Kevin games played.
In like a 3-year span, like fuck you, dude. And he's only hit like 15 home runs.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I also did see the worst start of the year for Yusei Kikuchi. That sucked.
You did see the Jays make a comeback.
I did. That was electric. And the building when Varsho hit that homer it popped off, and I'm like, whoa, Toronto. This is cool.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy comes in. I'm like, oh, perfect. I'm like, Jimmy's not a guy that's going to blow a 2-run lead. And that day, Jimmy decided, hey, I'm going to be the guy that blows a 2-run lead.
You know what? As much as we needed that,
Mm-hmm.
It's Jimmy's first bad outing of the year, and we're almost
Oh,
in June.
for sure. I'm not knocking Jimmy by any means. He had a great next outing,
Yeah,
but it
he's
just
had a
like,
next couple good out. Like he's fine.
yeah,
It's just like,
the
God damn it,
just to see that happen, I'm like, oh,
God damn it.
I'm
And
like,
it
I
was the
thought I was gonna go
immediate
home
next.
happy.
It was the immediate next half inning too, and it's just like, you mother,
Yeah,
God damn it.
yeah. And then
Yeah, and then
I
and then
I want to
Matthew
talk
went.
about this because I've had some people say I'm wrong, and I've had some people close to the situation say I'm right. Just pointing that out. But you have two outs, and Kerry Carpenter comes up, and you walk Kerry Carpenter,
Mhm.
which Kerry Carpenter tore us apart. I get that one. And you have Matt Vierling. Matt Vierling is 3 for 5 on the day with a home run and has consistently torched the Blue Jays. Um, why are you pitching to Matt Vierling with a base open when Colt Keith, who has like a 540 OPS on the year, one home run, very minimal damage, like a 3-something slug, is standing there on deck? Am I wrong? I had a couple people say, well, you don't want to walk the bases loaded because then it puts the pressure on the pitcher to throw a strike. Well, he's the best reliever you have. He should be throwing strikes anyways.
Exactly. Like,
And I don't think Jordan's problem is throwing strikes. I think Jordan's problem is giving up exactly what he did. And
fucking day.
yeah, I had someone say, well, he didn't execute the slider. Like slider in that position is a bad pitch to throw, and he didn't execute it. I'm like, that's great, but I'd rather you not execute that pitch to Colt Keith and get beaten by a guy that's got one homer on the year
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to Matt Vierling, who's got one homer on the day. I didn't love that decision. I don't know if it would have made a difference. We could be talking about a walk-off walk from Colt Keith if we get to that situation. But
Yeah.
personally, I didn't love it. And I said it before it all happened. Like when he got on, I'm like, I was literally standing there doing this with the 4 up. I'm like, send him too. I'm like, we don't need to face Matt Vierling here. But we did, and Jordan's struggling. We'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, yeah,
It's
that Detroit series hurt.
yeah.
But hey, you know where you got to go next?
I got to go to the home of your
Brant.
boys.
This isn't like this was just the week that I found out that Brant's really not my friend. We're just podcast.
Hey, don't say that.
co-hosts.
I got you a gift. I'll show you.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, we were gonna.
I got
what's the
you.
gift?
I got you a gift because I'm like, you
Okay.
know what? This is Connor's team. Like, I'll get him something small. I didn't get you anything like super cool. I mean,
I
it is what it
assumed
is.
not. You.
They had a clearance section. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll get something for Connor out of the clearance section. So I got you
That's
this
fair.
ball.
Oh
It's
shit.
a White Sox ball. It's got that. It's got TA,
Oh shit.
and it's got a picture of TA on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super
Thank
cool. I'm
you.
like, that's perfect for you. So I'll get you
Thank
that
you.
whenever I can. So that was my first stop when I got there.
Thank you.
Thought you might enjoy that.
That's very much appreciated.
Yeah. So yeah, we went to Chicago. I would recommend this trip to anyone, honestly, because especially coming from where we were, it was 4 hours to Detroit, which is an easy drive. Um, we stayed in Canton, which is outside of Detroit for obvious reasons. um, but then we went to the game. It was 20 minutes from our hotel. It was great. We watched the day game. Excuse me. And then after the day game, we drove 4 hours to Chicago. And again, 4 hours, nothing of a drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ended up staying literally 45 seconds away from Wrigley. It was literally you turn the corner, like you walk out our front door, you turn the corner and walk 50 feet, and that street is where Wrigley is. So that was super cool. The whole area down there is incredible. Highly recommend Chicago to anyone that that wants to go. Even like not even Jays fans, just generally like stay around Wrigleyville for a little bit. That whole strip. We went to the batting cage the one day. It's Sluggers. It's a bar.
Oh, okay, that's where you were.
Yeah. So it's like a bar downstairs, and they also serve drinks upstairs. But there's like a whole batting cage and an arcade upstairs. So that was super cool. There's that whole strip is just full of bars and shops and just very baseball centric. There's still a place called Rizzo's, which I think is super funny. Yeah. So yeah, that was great. Fun time. Then we jumped on the subway because the subway pass is $5 for the whole day, 24 hours. subway, bus, everything. You just get this
And
little
I know
pass.
there's a stop that goes like right to.
Oh, it's literally Sox 35th is the name of the station. So you get off at Sox 35th, you get out of the station, and you turn right, and the stadium is right there. It's set up so well to go do that trip, and like you don't have to go to the greasy parts of Chicago where all the murders and stuff happen. You're fine. You just go stay in the nice parts, and transit takes you everywhere. It's so good. So yeah, we went to the what day was that? Memorial Game Day, actually,
Yes,
because it was a
which was
holiday,
Monday.
which was a day game.
Yes,
Um,
it was.
that was 9-2, right? I think they ended up winning
That was the 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah, that was the 5-1. That was the 3 bombs from Springer, Bo,
What did we
and
get? 5-1 and
Dave.
7-2 or something? I don't even
Five.
remember the
Game
scores.
2 was 7-2.
7-2. Okay, I thought it was 9-2. 5-1. George went off.
Yeah, George.
George got on a bunch.
Mm-hmm. He just got on a bunch this series. Like
I can't even. I gotta look back to remember half the games. To be
this
honest.
was the first game of George in the 7.
Okay.
Um, Nick Nastrini was back on the mound.
Oh, that's what it was.
Nick
Nastrini
Nastrini
doing what he does best.
famously just getting tattooed against the Jays the first time.
Yeah.
He was fine through an inning and 2/3. Gave up a 2-out walk to Dalton Varsho,
Mm.
and then George Springer first pitch pulled a fly ball in the air for damage.
Oh, George Homer. That's what it was. Yeah. Crazy.
In the
7-hole
year,
George. We
in the
love
year
that.
of our Lord, George Springer decided, I'm going to pull the ball in the air.
Mm-hmm. We love that.
We
love
that.
that. We love
and
that.
then
Bo hit a homer
to dead center, like against Nick Nastrini again, where he half of his home runs this year off Nick Nastrini.
Fantastic. We like that.
Yep.
What the hell was the other runs there? Gavin Sheets hit a homer.
Gavin Sheets hit a bomb off Eric Swanson, and then
Davis Schneider homered.
Babe
With George on base.
Gloveless Babe is a look.
Yeah.
He's adopted.
I couldn't really tell, honestly. I didn't.
He's
really
gone to the Danny Jansen School of Hitting. Just pull the ball with no gloves.
Fantastic. We love that. I got to go to a Jays game that all the runs were scored on homers.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
I wish.
Yeah.
But I guess we can get
who the
into
hell
it.
was starting on Bassett? Bassett looked great.
Bassett looked good. So yeah, it was a good game for them.
Great game.
I guess we can get into it now because it did happen after this game. But Chad Green is back.
Mm-hmm.
And to make room for Chad Green, they optioned one Eric Swanson.
I really hope he gets everything sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
Because by all accounts, he's a good guy, good teammate. You kind of want him there. However, this was very much necessary. I didn't realize he had an option left, so that's super cool. I thought he was going to have to get DFA'd or put on the IL. Both games I saw him pitch in, he was not good. He gave up a first pitch homer in Chicago. And it was a tank. And then the next pitch I thought was also gone. And if he would have pulled it anymore, it was long gone. But it went to dead center and got caught at the wall by Varsho, if I'm not mistaken.
Believe, yeah.
Then the next pitch was hit hard to right, but it was caught. It just was not. He wasn't missing any bats. They barreled up everything. So it was to the point where we were in Detroit. And the guy beside us, nice guy, we were talking to him all game, and he looks up and goes, "So, how high does your ERA have to go before you decide to send a guy down?" I'm like, well, apparently 10.5 isn't it. And that's where it was sitting for Swanee. He's good enough that he might be able to figure this out in the minors and work through some stuff. He didn't have any spring training.
Yeah, he didn't, because he had the injury and obviously the stuff with his kid. Like,
so he didn't throw a single inning in spring training. That stinks. And he's got he throws a sinker, right? Here's the splitter. The splitter, very feel pitch. And if you don't have the feel for that, then it's basically just a shitty fastball. And when he's not locating a shitty fastball, it's going to go a long way. So he's got to get some feel for that, build the confidence back a little bit up. I think he'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't.
It's not gonna. I don't think it'll be too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. Chad Green came in, looked okay. I didn't really see much on it.
He came in after it was like
It was over.
It's like a 5. It was at least like a 5-1 game, and it was like, all right. So
yeah. Yeah. So here's hoping that Chad Green's still good, and here's hoping that Swanee can go down there and figure it out.
Yeah.
But
easy. Let's hope.
Yeah. The Tuesday game was It was something because we showed up in the pouring rain. Tarp still on the field. Uh,
Oh, this was the rain delay game. Oh man.
so we showed up. Tarp's still on the field, and here I am thinking, we have these tickets. They're gonna go to waste. They're absolutely gonna call this game. But sure enough, the rain clears out at 7. They get it going by 7:20. The Jays played a great game. There's not really a ton to talk about. They were good. Justin Turner had a terrible at bat in the middle of it where he swung at 3 sliders that missed by about 8 feet. But whatever, it is what it is. We get to the 9th inning and it starts pouring rain. Like, not just, I looked up and there was a couple drops. I'm like, oh, and then I looked up again and I had my raincoat on, so I didn't feel it, but it is just downpouring. And I'm like, oh my God. So we walked back to the covered areas and they kept on playing. We're watching, I think it was John Brebbia on the mound.
Dude, John Brebbia has no luck.
Oh, dude.
Because do you remember the White Sox Cardinals game that was like 1 out in the 2 outs in the 9th inning?
Okay.
That was John Brebbia,
oh,
who had to pitch through that and then got pulled out for the delay.
That's John Brebbia threw a ball that he very clearly had no grip on, and it just sailed to the backstop.
And
like,
also,
oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah, man. Like, and after all that, we had the most random ejection in MLB history.
I really want to know what Garrett Crochet was saying.
I think from my understanding, he was essentially, in the nicest way, he was like, "So, now you're gonna call it? Now you motherfuckers gonna call it shit?" When John Brebbia was like out there dying.
It made no sense. It could have got called at the beginning of the inning, and realistically, when it got called, they could have just ended it.
You could have easily just ended the game.
5-1. We have 3 outs to get.
It was 7-1.
7-1. Sorry, 7-2, wasn't it?
7-2.
7-2. We have 3 outs to get. Like, come on. It was so when this rain delay hits and they put the tarp on the field, we're like, fuck it. There's no sense in staying. There's 22 people here. It's not, the families have gone home. We're just like,
And if you were one of said 22 people, you got a Jose Barria baseball.
And I saw that video after. I'm like, damn, I kind of wish we would have stayed, but it was freezing. It was raining. I'm like, I'm going home to watch this at the Airbnb. By the time we got back to the Airbnb, we took the whole subway ride back to Wrigley. It's like a 20-minute subway. And they still hadn't started yet. They're like, oh, the game's going to start at 11:20 local time. I'm like, holy Christ. So we watched that last inning, 3 up, 3 down. It wasn't even close. It was like 6 pitches.
I waited for
so stupid. Did you?
To come back on too. I hate myself.
Yeah.
I hate what this year has done to me as a fan.
Know.
Like,
overall, how do you feel? Like, I feel great because I was there and it was fun and I had a good time. But how do you feel about this week from the Jays? Yeah, that's where I'm kind of thinking most people are.
Because it's like you played the White Sox.
Yeah.
And you handled your business.
Yeah. They boat raced them. Like, it wasn't close.
They boat raced them, which you should do when they're the worst team in the league by like 4 games, I think.
We also lost a 4-game series to the Tigers, who were like the worst in the month at that point. But they won the opener, and they had every chance in the world to win that 4th game. Every single chance.
The fact that they didn't win that 4th
They scored 11 runs.
Like,
all it took was just a decent outing from any reliever, and we would have been out of that game. But it didn't happen.
That Jimmy inning is gonna look that's
going to be the Marcus Semien ground ball at the end of the year.
That it was again
Detroit.
We just can't have nice things against Detroit. We just can't have nice things.
Wasn't the Palacios like dive for the inside the park home run? That was also Detroit. This is ridiculous. We can't play Detroit.
No,
it's bad.
Ever.
Damn. Not great. Was it that game or the game before that Javi Baez hit a homer? I think it might have been game 3. If we're giving up homers to Javi Baez, it's a little worrisome.
I don't think Javi Baez hit a home run.
I think he did.
He hit a double.
Did he hit a double?
It was the double.
I swear he had a homer the day before. Either way, he had a double too. Also,
it was just the Kerry Carpenter bomb in that game because it was 2-1.
that pitch that he hit for a double was a phenomenal pitch from Yusei Kikuchi. Like, it was a slider that dropped out of the zone and was maybe 7 inches off the dirt, and he barreled it.
Also, I don't know. Have you seen Have you seen the replay of the Matt Vierling home run against Zach Pop?
No.
If this is the strike zone, Matt Vierling could be well, okay, let me do this properly. If strike zone's here, Matt Vierling is standing here. The ball is here, and he hits it out. He just
Pretty
goes,
good, man.
Like,
it's wild.
Swords it.
Yeah, like, wild. It was one of those days where just everything was coming up offense, both sides, and I think I walk away from this week.
Of all places.
Yeah, you look at yes, garbage teams. But 11 runs is huge. That's a big thing to do. They had 9 in the opener, I think, right? And then you score 7, 5, and 3 against the White Sox. Like, they are putting up runs. And that was the biggest concern early on in this season.
Yeah.
I think we're coming past that. Now we need the fucking bullpen to figure it out.
Well, now we need to talk about some potentially very scary news. Game 3 of the White Sox. Alek Manoah, who looked fucking filthy the first 2 innings, leaves the game with right elbow discomfort.
Yeah. He's getting an MRI today.
Yeah, it's chalk, boys.
It's not good.
We need Yariel back.
That is the promising news, is that Yariel should be close.
Yeah, but
and that Mitch White got DFA'd today.
So, I saw that.
If we want to just bring the band back together, we could. Excuse me.
You're good.
But yeah, no, obviously not good news. Alek Manoah was looking really good. Even in that start that he gave up a handful of runs, like there was 2 errors in that inning. They gave him 1. He should have been out of that inning. He should have had, what was it, 2 earned runs maybe of the 6. So that it is what it is. But he looked good outside of a couple innings there. He just didn't have the command of the fastball. Like, outside of that, he's been great. So I'm really hoping this is just a scare and it's nothing serious. Maybe he goes down for a little bit, maybe not. I'm hoping it's not what we're fearing here.
The 2 dreaded letters?
Yes. That's the one.
Yep.
So
who
knows?
It is. Oh, fucking shit.
Yep. Yeah. So,
but shout out to Brant's #1 enemy on the team, Trevor Richards.
He was great.
3 and a third shutty, dude.
I'll give him that.
Like,
yeah. He had a great inning in Detroit too, and then they put him back out there. I'm like, well, here we go.
Yep. But yeah, the White Sox, you should have shut the White Sox out in that 3rd game, but Jordan Romano did the Jordan Romano thing. Gave up a bomb to Corey Lee.
Not good.
Not ideal.
He's got some shit to figure out. I think that's very evident.
I don't even think he's pitching. It may sound weird. He's not pitching like bad.
No.
He's just giving up tanks.
Yeah, that was the homer was a bad location. It was like a slider that was not even inside. It was like middle in. Not great. He crushed it. I don't know, man. He's still okay. I'm worried, but I'm not overly concerned yet. He's a guy that gets hit a lot, but he works out of the jam. That's his thing. Giving up 1 run in a 3-run game really isn't a big deal. You don't have the juices flowing in a 3-run save the way you do in a 1-run. And he looked good for the first 2. It was fine. I don't know. The fastball still zip.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. I think he'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. We have anything else on the Jays?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, do you want to talk about the report that came out a couple days ago? Or yesterday?
About us being on a McMahon?
Ryan McMahon?
Did we create that report?
Honestly, we might have.
Nobody was ever even talking about McMahon, and then Nate says maybe we look at McMahon, and all of a sudden I think Bob Nightingale must listen to the podcast.
And John Morosi. Like,
he goes, yeah, the Jays have interest in McMahon. Well, maybe that was us. Then we might have put some news out to them.
But a source with knowledge of the Rockies' plan says he's highly unlikely to be available because it's the Colorado fucking Rockies.
Yeah, they're dumb. They're dumb.
Like,
But yeah, obviously it's a good move. We talked about it last week. If they're in
Mm-hmm.
on that, that's great. And it does speak to what Nate was saying last week,
Is get out
where
early.
it's the time. You want to go, you go now, or you give up and you let it falter. And if they are asking around about bats like McMahon, maybe they're looking into more, right? And
With
they,
bats with team control, because McMahon's
yeah,
of it of has control till
hmm
2027.
hmm
Like,
like I, everyone gives Ross Atkins a lot of shit, and I get it, but he's not dumb. He sees what's going on here. He's not. He comes out in the media and says all the shit he
he
says, but
does
he
lawyer
doesn't
speak
believe
in the
that.
media. Like,
Yeah. Same with John. Same with Mark. It's going to be the same. No one's going to come out and be like, yeah, well, no one save for Jorge Lopez is going to come out and be go, hey, we suck. So you're not going to get that out of Ross Atkins. He's going to come out and he's going to give you nothing that you want to hear, but he knows what's wrong with this team the same way all of us knows what's wrong with this team.
yeah.
And if he's out there trying to fix that, great. If he doesn't end up getting it fixed, who knows? I don't know. We're still in this fucking race. We're 4 games back. There's 98 games left.
Something like that, yeah.
Something. There was 100. There was 101 left the other day, and I think we played 3 since. So
Yeah. Random question,
tons
and
of
you
time.
and the answer is probably no. You
Mm-hmm.
going to the J shop tomorrow morning?
Am I going? No, I've actually got a bachelor party to go to tomorrow, so I will not be going.
Because the Jays just announced
Mm-hmm.
that Edwin Encarnacion and Jose Bautista will be there.
What time?
8 a.m.
Oh, that's tough.
No.
I could make that.
I could too, because I don't work till late. But
yeah, I don't know if I will. That's a long drive in the morning,
yeah, it's
so maybe not.
and
We
or
just
like
camp out.
and weekend and like traffic going into
Yeah,
like,
that's not
Jesus.
gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's cool though. It'd be cool for anyone that's going.
Yeah. But
Anyone around the area, that'd be nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're done with the Jays.
Yeah, I got to listen to a lot of walk-up songs on the weekend. Andrew Vaughn has the coolest one with
Mhm.
"God's Gonna Cut You Down."
And he's so bad.
He's so bad.
He's so bad.
Um, what's his name? Third baseman, Tigers. Used
Veerling?
no was on the Angels, not the Angels. Was on the Yankees. Fuck, I can't think of his name.
Gio Urshela.
Gio Urshela, thank you very much. Was former Blue Jay Gio Urshela.
I think he
He's
was on the
running
Angels
up
too.
there with some like full on gospel, like Jesus will save us, something like it literally
Espíritu
mentions.
Santo.
No, in
Oh.
English, bro. It straight up says like, I'm pretty sure at one point it said praise to Jesus in the song, and
God
I'm like,
is an awesome God, they say.
same vibes, exact same vibes, and I'm like, what is going on? And then 2 innings later, 3 innings later, someone pinch hit for someone else, and it was like the same song, just different. I'm like, what is going on in Detroit? They have all these Jesus guys on the bench and just 11 mullets in the bullpen. Like
Yeah, like
the biggest stark difference in people.
Andrew Chafin and fucking like Tyler Holton are just like, what do we do?
Not Chafin, but the other guy,
It was Holton
Jason something
Foley.
Foley. Jason Foley is just Andrew Chafin in a mirror. They flipped him over and he threw right-handed. It was like it's the same guy. It was nuts.
Man.
They had them. There was like 2 or 3 other guys that walked out with a mullet. The guy they called up for Lang had a mullet. They got Jake Rogers catching, who I swear to God, that guy, when the season's over, just walks into the bush and you never see him until spring training. Everything about that guy was just like he's just the bush. That's it.
He's just the bush.
It was hilarious. His whole look. He's got a great mustache. Arguably, maybe I don't want to say it, but maybe better than Davis's. Maybe it's got some cool shape to it. Davis is thicker for sure, but it's close. It's a battle. He also smoked one to Davis, and Davis made a great play on it. It was a little mustache on mustache crime. That was fun. Yeah, just a hilarious team out in Detroit. I didn't get to see Riley Green play. That sucked.
Oh yeah, that's because you went to the Cooch game and he doesn't start against lefties. Yeah. And he didn't get to see Gary Carpenter either.
Gary Carpenter pinch hit.
Okay,
so that was okay. But yeah, no Riley Green, and that's kind of who I like seeing there. Torque was cool. Torque hit a tank in that game. But I really wanted to see Riley Green. Guess I got to go back. Oh well.
Yeah, and fucking tell me this time so I can go with you. Ass.
Next time for sure. I'll give you a ring because this one was stupid. We just
You
kind
said
of.
fuck it.
I don't even like. We planned it, but then it all kind of fell apart near the middle, and then we shortened it, and it just. I don't know. Next time, I'll let you know.
Let me and Nate know. We got to do
Yeah.
podcast activities. Like,
yeah, get a little more content out of this.
yeah.
I just went and took pictures with statues. I got a picture with Harold Baines. The statue, not the person.
I was about to say, I'm like, you're just telling me that you just got an image with
baseball
podcasting legend Harold Baines.
I walked out. They have this they have the craziest strawberry margarita of all time. It was in the baseball cup. Yeah. Super cool. But to get there, you pass this Harold Baines statue and it's pissing rain. I'm like, well, I'm not going to get another chance to do this. I'm like, so I've got my hood up, it's pouring rain, and there's me and my boy Harold.
My boy Harry.
It's great.
Harry Baines.
It was funny. Yeah. So that was that fun trip. Good time. I feel good about the Jays right now. Maybe I'm delusional. Who knows? The City Connects are fun. The team is winning. We swept the series for the first time. We scored 11 runs the game before. We've got the Pirates coming to town tomorrow. Who knows, man? Maybe we go on.
No Paul Skeens.
No Paul Skeens. No Jared Jones, I think.
Who are we getting? Mitch Keller?
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. It's a series we got to win. We'll see. Should go from there. Yeah.
So
what do we got here?
We have actually a couple of big pieces of news. Where do you want, like, other than we kind of did Sox watch.
I was gonna say we don't really need to do Sox watch. I watched the Sox.
We literally watched the Sox. So yeah, they were 15 and 35 last time we recorded, and they're 15 and 42.
It was so funny. We came into that game and they showed it on the board, and the Sox in their last 10 were like 1-9. And I'm like, you know what that one was?
Hair crochet, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of big news. I was gonna say maybe the biggest news of the week, but there's a bunch.
Do we want to start positive, like historical, or fun?
Let's go with the Negro League stuff. I think that's kind of the bigger news. It's so the MLB has decided that Negro League stats will now be included in Major League history, essentially. Yes. I gotta be honest, this doesn't do a ton for me. I'm not a huge historian when it comes to baseball.
I'm not either, but it's just really
cool, and I respect that they did it.
Also, I just appreciate that the biggest known racist in baseball history no longer has the average, the career batting average record, and it's replaced by a black guy. Fuck you, Ty Cobb. Fuck off.
So Josh Gibson takes over what 4 stats? I think
career batting average,
slugging, OPS, and something else.
He's now Josh Gibson's in a third in OBP career. Okay. He beats Babe Ruth's career slugging by 28 points.
That's nuts, man.
718 career slug. And yeah, he beats Babe Ruth's career OPS by 0.013. He had a career OPS of 1177. That's nuts, man. Like,
that's insane.
But yeah, like, and obviously there's people, we know who those people are, that are like, why are they in there now? They didn't play in the majors. By like multiple historical accounts, the players in the Negro Leagues were better. Like, and yeah, it took somebody to not be a racist bigot to be like, hey, we can let one of them in.
Yeah, literally
one. Well, actually 2, because Larry Doby did come a little, like, just shortly after Jackie. So
yeah.
But like,
I mean, Jackie came over, became a Hall of Famer, and he wasn't even the best player in that league.
No, like, you got old man Satchel Paige in the big leagues. Like, in Satchel Paige, like,
at the end of the day, none of this really matters. Like, who really cares what says what on what list at the end of the day? Like, we are not playing the same game that we played in 1908.
Or 1988. Like,
yeah, we starting pitchers are like, you're lucky if your starter goes 5 now. Those records are never getting touched by anyone here. So at least, hey, for the first time in 100 years,
they're being touched.
There's a new record holder at the top. Cool.
Yeah.
It's not going to change a damn thing about the way I watch baseball now. It's great. I respect it. It's super cool. I think it's long overdue. all that. But at the end of the day, really doesn't make a difference. And if you're bitching about it, you're being negative just to be negative at this point. Like, who cares?
Just say you don't like black people.
Yeah, honestly.
Just say it. Just say it. I'm sorry. Like I'm able to say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can say it too.
Just say you don't like. I was
makes more
say
sense
you don't like.
when you say
No,
it.
never mind. Can't do that. Gonna get canceled. Just say you don't like black people. That's all we need to hear from you. Like
literally, it's not that hard. Yeah, super cool. It's great.
Super cool.
There's really not much we can say on it that hasn't already been said.
Yes.
Just cool
it's
to put
just
it out
about
there.
Time. Like,
speaking of about time, Angel Hernandez is retired.
That is not where I thought you were going. I didn't think you were going to that one, and I'm like, you are a heartless piece of shit.
No,
like, but no, Angel Hernandez.
I hope there's no liquid in this. Pour one out for Angel Hernandez.
Pour one up.
Pour one in. Pour one in for Angel Hernandez. Officially announces retirement in the middle of the season,
effective immediately, which is the funniest part. Like,
you gotta feel for Angel Hernandez, the person. I'm sure he's probably not that bad a guy.
No, but it's just like, God,
he's not even the worst umpire.
Yeah, but it's the fact that we know your name and it is synonymous with sucking.
Yeah, I had this conversation when we were in Chicago, and it's one of those things. It's like, if you know an umpire's name,
you're bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
There's no good reason to know an umpire's name.
Like,
you're running through the list, and it was like
Joe
West, Alfonso Marquez,
Jesus,
Hunter Wendelstedt.
What is? What's his name? Jeff Nelson or something like that?
Jim Nelson?
Something Nelson.
Yeah, I think you're right. It might be Jeff Nelson. CB Buckner. Laz Diaz. Like, there's just, you know, those names and you don't. Bill Miller was another one I came to my head. Yeah, you know them, and there's not a good reason why. It's so to be Angel Hernandez and be known by everyone, it's a tough way of living.
I typed in Jeff Nelson on Twitter, and the first thing that popped up was the umpire scorecard from that Jays A's game, where he had a 68% called strike accuracy. Jesus.
Yeah, that's not good. Is it John Tom Payne? I think
John Tom Payne he's
good, right?
John Tom Payne's good.
Yeah,
I know Jordan Baker just because he's like 6'8", umping. Like,
okay. Jim Wolf, I think, is okay.
Yeah, we just know everybody. We just know all the umps.
We know a lot of umps, but we also had a lot of
issues. But like, the thing is, my mom knows who Angel Hernandez is. That's a problem.
That's bad. That's where I'm getting at here. Is like, when you're known outside of baseball for being the worst at your job, it's a tough way to live. And I'm sure he's a great person, but it's just tough, man. I don't know, because they had this conversation on Baseball is Dead, and I didn't have this opinion before, but a lot of the fun of baseball is when the ump gets a call wrong and someone goes nuts. So the less Angel Hernandez's we have, the less fun that's going to be.
I think Angel was just like so overtly bad for so long.
Yeah.
That it's like umpires obviously are not perfect, and we hate and actually appreciate that about them.
Yes.
But Angel has been doing this shit for so long and is synonymous with so many bad calls. Like, it's just like, dude, fool me once.
Was it?
Fool me twice. Fool me 857 times. Like, fuck you. Like,
was it Hawk Harrelson?
Oh, no! And another blown call by Hernandez.
No!
No!
No! It's really bad. Ian Kinsler got tossed for looking at him the one time. Like, you see all the lowlights now, and I'm like, yeah, that was Angel Hernandez. But here we are talking about it because it's fun. And like, as much as your blood's boiling and you hate it at the time, it's real fun to look back at if you're another team. I'm sure Kinsler doesn't look back at it very fondly. I'm sure Hawk Harrelson doesn't look back at it very fondly, but like us now, it's kind of fun. And eventually we're not going to have that anymore, because we're going to have the ABS, and we're going to lose guys like
going to become a god.
Hernandez. Yeah. Oh, God, I can't wait. So many guys like it.
I'm actually just
Daniel Vogelbach is never going to get another hit again because he's going to walk every single at bat.
Daniel Vogelbach is not going to bring a bat to the plate.
Yeah,
like
confirmed too. Yusei Kikuchi named his kid's middle name after Daniel Vogelbach.
Was he something? Is it like Vogie is the middle name or just
no?
Daniel?
His middle name is Daniel. It's Leo Daniel Kikuchi. And apparently, I heard when when Kikuchi came over to the Mariners, Vogelbach took him in, and like they spent a ton of time together. He let him live with him. They spent a shit ton of time watching like sitcoms and stuff to help Kikuchi learn English. And that was the whole thing, was just like he came over and just like he spent all this time with him to try and help him adjust to here. And he was so grateful for that he literally named his son Leo Daniel Kikuchi.
That's crazy.
Like that's so nuts. And it's like looking at Vogelbach, and like when people chirp Vogelbach, I just hate it because he's not a bad thing to say.
Danny Burgers is a vibe.
Ever. Yeah. Just from all accounts, phenomenal teammate, fun guy to be around. Don't really care how he plays baseball at that point. He's your 26 man.
We made the joke about it last year where certain players had we gave them a tagline, but Daniel Vogelbach, I think, really embodies vanilla vibes.
Mm-hmm. For sure. He is a guy too. He doesn't like the spotlight. Like the commercial he did with Showalter, was it? Hated it.
Oh, the stealing the bait.
Yeah, hated it. He hated watching it, never wanted to see it. Just does not want to be the guy that's in your face about it, but is the best teammate out there.
I mean, it's also not the most appealing thing to where.
No. Well, he knows
he's known. I was gonna say you're known as the guy that's like, why are you stealing? You're so fucking slow.
Yeah, he knows he's slow. It's not a mystery to him why he was the star of that one, but yeah. Sorry, bit of a tangent there. My bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll say maybe the biggest news of the week because all three of these are huge.
Mean,
Ronald Acuna Jr. is done for the year with another torn ACL.
Congratulations to the 2024 World Series champion Atlanta Braves.
Yeah. I was thinking of that when I heard it too. I'm like, damn, man, here we are again.
And someone pointed it out to me. It's in 2021, Ronald Acuna Jr. goes out with a torn ACL, and the Braves call up a young rookie named Spencer. In 2024, Ronald Acuna Jr. goes out with an ACL injury, and just recently, the Braves called up a pitcher. I think his name is Spencer Schweinbuckle or something like that.
It's too much to be a coincidence, man. Here they go.
Oh, bro, and all we need is Jock Peterson getting traded to the Braves. He's on a 1 year with the D-backs, so it's possible.
I don't know. Was it Eddie Rosario was the other one? Where's he now?
Eddie Rosario's in Washington
on a 1 year deal.
I'm pretty sure. It was Spencer this year. Spencer Schwellenbach.
Spencer Schwellenbach.
Schwellenbach.
Oh, yeah. Run it back. It sucks. This is terrible news for Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yes,
it sucks.
Yeah,
because obviously a big part of his game is stolen bases. And with 2 torn ACLs on the list so far, you're kind of concerned about what he's going to be moving forward.
Oh, those days of him attempting to steal 70
bases might be done.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We have 2 more pieces of news that I didn't get to write down just because it was yesterday.
Okay.
Do you want the funny or the sad, or let's
start with the sad?
Well, I mean, you brought it up briefly earlier.
Okay.
The Jorge Lopez situation.
Oh, we didn't even actually talk about it.
No. So, man.
Now, I think a lot of it is probably the English to Spanish barrier is how we got here.
But
hey, happy accident for Jorge Lopez, because what everyone thought he said wasn't wrong.
I'm now a fan of Jorge Lopez.
Yeah. He's I don't know if he's officially been DFA'd.
He's officially been DFA'd now.
So now he's been DFA'd and he can go anywhere. And he's been okay this year. Any team could use a bullpen arm right now. And he gets to escape the Mets.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Jorge Lopez was pitching yesterday. He got pulled in the game. Casually tossed his glove into the crowd. It wasn't like a Trevor, he who should not be named, whipping a baseball into the center field.
No,
it was
just tossed it over the mesh.
He got
Some
ejected for
fan
that.
got to go. Yeah, he got ejected before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you said for that. No, yeah, he got ejected before that through the thing. The fan gets to go home with a glove.
Yeah.
That's great.
That says Jorge Lopez
One
on it.
Mets fan is going home pumped.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
The
yeah,
team, however, didn't feel the same way.
in the post game, he obvious clear language barrier says quote the Mets are the worst team in the whole effing MLB. Now,
Some people are also saying he said he's the worst teammate in the MLB.
I think
I don't think he did.
if you do listen to it, there's like he says team, and then there's like a slight
Yeah.
extra M sound, and it's like, oh, you just didn't finish the mate part
Yeah.
properly.
I think
Like,
he stumbled over his words, but also the guy that asked the original question goes, sorry, just to clarify, you said the Mets are the worst team in the MLB? And he goes, probably. So I'm like, we can give him the benefit of the doubt and try and say he said teammate, but he straight up said the worst team on the question back. And he goes, probably. Like, I don't know, man. I
yeah,
think it was funny. I don't hold any ill will towards Jorge Lopez. I don't think he's wrong. He's a little wrong because he's not the White Sox, unfortunately. But he got DFA'd because of it, and now he's going to go somewhere that it's going to be good. I don't think any team's going to look at this and be like, we don't want Jorge Lopez. He's a
no,
bad guy. Like,
like,
it was one time. Apparently, his kid is in the hospital or something right now, or he's doing something. He's getting something done. So
yeah.
obviously, his mind is definitely elsewhere. I don't know how true that is, by the way. That I saw it, but I didn't confirm it.
It was said by Boomer Esiason
Was
in
it?
on like WFAN, so I'm gonna take it as
Okay.
some sort of truth. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Jorge Lopez right now has a 3.67 or 3.76.
Yeah. That's fine.
Like, very not should be DFA numbers.
No, and
Like,
especially not on the Mets. So I mean, he's gonna land somewhere, and he's gonna be a middle of the bullpen arm somewhere.
hey, Ross Atkins.
Yeah. I'm
Get
not
it
opposed,
extend.
man. I mean,
Like,
we faced him enough.
like he knows the AL East. Shit.
Yeah. He was good in the AL East. Really good in the AL East.
Yeah, when he went into the bullpen, he had dude in 2022 he had a 1.67
Mm-hmm.
with the Orioles.
Nuts.
Like,
Yeah. I want to circle back to the Jays a little bit here because I saw a tweet and it discussed that there's been a lot of talks from not necessarily the organization, but from media and not even our fans, but fans about blowing it up to the point of trading Vlad and Bo. We need to get the fuck over that.
Please stop, please.
So quickly. Like, even if it's not to a point where Bo's actively out there where we're gonna trade Bo, that we need to be making graphics to be like the top 10 landing spots for
Bo destinations. Like,
what are we doing here? Like,
yeah,
even if you're blowing it up,
BR walk off.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think they did one on Vlad too before the last podcast, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
and it was I can't even remember the 10 places now. Damn it.
It doesn't even matter because the only place that he actually needs to be there is Toronto. The guy is hitting like 600 the last month.
And Bo's been decently good now too again.
If you're doing something as the Blue Jays right now, the odds of you blowing it up to that extent, I think, are slim to none. I think you're retooling, probably. I think you're looking at guys like Jano and Kikuchi and Jimmy and
if you can get anything for the ghost that happens to be Justin Turner,
Kevin Kiermaier,
you're Jimmy. Did you say Jimmy?
No, I said Jimmy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're going with all your 1 year guys.
All of those,
Jordan, maybe, like, but you're not getting rid.
You're not blowing up.
And you're not getting rid of. You're not getting rid of all of those guys either.
No, you're using a couple of them because I think you've shown flashes that this team can be something special. You just got to put it all together. And I think if you use those to get some bats here or there, that'll come up in the near future and you can re-sign. Maybe you trade one of them next year. But like, I think you're definitely getting a contract out to one of those two guys at minimum.
Yeah. You're not blowing
this up. And I think if you're saying that, you're stupid.
we may think the Blue Jays and like Atkins and Rogers are dumb.
No.
They're not like, I can't use the word I wanted to, but they're not like,
they know what they're doing.
They're not
like
children.
No.
This is obviously not MLB The Show where you can just go, oh, hi, Juan Soto, here's $700 million. Like,
no. They tried their absolute best to get a difference-making piece this offseason. They went after the only one that really mattered, and we're very close in getting him.
Like,
they know there's a problem there, but they also know that this team is not as bad as what the product looked like in April.
They're 3 games under 500 right now.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're showing signs of coming back around. Vlad looks good. Bo looks good. George looks really good right now. Davis is one of the better hitters in the league. Jano has like a top tier OPS right now. A lot of things are going well, and that's what this team should be doing.
They're granted, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 4 teams ahead of them. They're only 4 games out of the wild card.
Yes. Like, we're a half game back at 2 of them and a game back at the other one. Game and a half on the next one. So, like, it's not that bad. It feels bad, but it's honestly not that bad. The rotation's been good now. Bassett's last turn was great. Bassett's last 2 turns were great. Gosman's last start against the White Sox was dominant. It's not a big deal, I think. You're not going to – it's not to the point where I think you need to blow this team up and get rid of both of them.
No.
It might not even be to a point where you need to get rid of either of them until maybe next year if they decide to go that route. But they're both still super young. And you're not trading those guys to get somebody else that's slightly younger.
And also, like, I've seen some people be like, if you trade them now, you can get something like the Soto from the Padres deal. And I'm like,
I don't think you need to.
Do you want that?
No. I personally don't.
Newsflash: Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. not as good as Juan Soto.
No, no, they're not. Also, you've seen last year when this team was a playoff team, the fans really didn't show up near the end when they were good. Could you imagine this team when they're bad? We've been through it. When they're bad, people don't show up. They're not going to just bottom out a potential playoff team because it might make them a little bit better in a couple years. It just doesn't make any sense. Also, on this point, I wanted to say this for a couple of weeks, but I keep forgetting to bring it up. Mark Shapiro has 0 reason to be fired. Not one single reason for Mark Shapiro to be let go. What that guy's done, his role is business for this team. It's not build the best team possible. His is build the Toronto Blue Jays and the whole brand. And what he's done in the last 3 years,
fucking masterclass.
It's not matched by many. Honestly, he's
ballpark great now.
Ballpark's fantastic. It's a great place to go. The branding around it. Was it not him that switched to these? Like got us the new Blues back?
I believe, he was there after, because the new Blues came in 20. He's been there since 18, 19?
Yeah. So you did that. They're spending more than ever before. That's got a lot to do with him. He's done a phenomenal job as the president of the Toronto Blue Jays. There's no argument to that. If you're arguing anything otherwise, even if you want to say he's the problem for the on-field stuff, that's not going to matter when he's making the team more money than he ever has. Does not matter. He has done a phenomenal job as the team president. You can talk about Atkins till you're blue in the face. And you may have an argument there. There's a lot of arguments against it, but there's a bunch to be had for you, sure.
Yeah.
But Mark Shapiro is not going
anywhere. Man.
You have one more thing?
Yes. He's back in the news because we talked about this last night in the group chat, if you remember correctly. But he's really taken his Shohei Ohtani cosplay attempt to a whole new level, because Ipe's buddy David Fletcher, Ipe's good buddy David Fletcher made his first professional start as a pitcher for the Gwinnett Braves in AAA. He throws a knuckleball.
Apparently, it's a good one.
He struck out Jackson Holiday.
Apparently, it's a good one. I saw a video of it the last time he pitched, and it looked really nice.
And
struck out the side.
Yeah, I have his final line.
Okay, it was good.
It was really good.
Yeah,
it was 5 innings,
mm-hmm.
3 hits, 2 earned runs,
mm-hmm.
1 walk, 6 Ks.
It's an absolute shame that guy's going to get arrested.
Yeah, that's
It's really nice of the Braves organization to let him pitch before he ends up banned from baseball.
Yeah, that was his.
Give him a chance to pitch in the minors.
Most guys get final meals. He gets a final.
He gets a final game, final
game.
pitching outing. That's really nice of them. You gotta appreciate that. That's it's tough.
Oh, I found the Bo Bichette landing spots one. Let's just go through it.
Let's just entertain it. Why not?
Number 10, Bo Bichette to the Red Sox.
Is it not Rafaela?
Rafael's the center fielder, but Trevor Story.
Yeah, but Story
and Marcelo Meyer. And
that's the one I was looking for.
All that other shit,
not Rafaela. Sorry.
Number 9, which is here's where we like.
This is the
Red Sox one is weird.
This is the Royals, isn't it?
No, well that's later.
That's
the Padres.
Oh, the team with 19 shortstops?
The team that is literally entirely all shortstops.
The team that I'm pretty sure has a shortstop pitching at some point.
I think when we played them like a month ago, they made a point of like 8 of the 9 guys, other than shortstops. Everybody but the pitcher and the catcher played shortstop at some point.
Yeah.
Number 8, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Who is their shortstop right now?
There's Perdomo. I know they have also like Blaze Alexander.
So that would be an upgrade.
Like
it's definitely
but they also have like just a lot of young shortstops over there. Like Perdomo's their oldest one, and he's like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kansas City Royals.
This one makes no sense. I'm sorry. There's no world where that's going to make sense.
Are you moving Bo to third or second? Like, because
Bo definitely can't play third.
No,
there's no world.
You're not going to move Bobby Witt because he's the best shortstop defender in baseball right now.
That just makes no sense.
Number 6, again, another AL Central team. The Minnesota Twins. In Carlos Correa.
Carlos Correa exists unless they move him to third. But you have Royce Lewis.
You also have Royce Lewis, and you can't move him to second because Eddie Julian.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Number 5,
unless you're including Julian,
and it's the one that terrifies me if it happens. The Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Arcia is like the only weak spot on that team.
Dude, Bo Bichette on the Atlanta Braves would be nightmares.
It sucks.
Number 4. These last I'll give this guy credit. These last 4 I could there's a world where I can envision.
There's no deal with the Braves that makes sense for me though.
No, there is no deal.
There's nothing there.
That makes sense. Like number 4 is the Cleveland Guardians.
Again, I don't know their prospects very well.
Yeah, but they just need hitting at some but number 3 is the LA Dodgers.
Fuck the Dodgers. I don't want.
Fuck the Dodgers.
We're not doing that. That's the right deal, I think, because they can put together something that intrigue you. But
Outman kind of.
But I don't.
Number 2, our favorite buddies in the Pacific Northwest, the Seattle Mariners. That's you can get pitching prospects out of them, but I don't think you need. And
is he an upgrade over Crawford?
They're kind of like the same.
Yeah. It's kind of what I was thinking.
And number 1 is the San Francisco Giants.
Sure.
Like
in theory, yeah, it makes sense. It's just I don't know, man. I don't see a deal anywhere there that's like, yeah, Bo Bichette are one of our top 3 guys. It makes sense. I don't know.
I want to find the Vlad one just so we can shit on that one too, and I can't.
Well,
yeah.
It's all good. I kind of wanted to touch quickly. Genesis Cabrera, he's vibing right now.
He's shimmying and shit, and I'm just like, yeah.
It was like a 6-run game. He's just like,
I just figured out you just have to pitch with emotion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You just got to pitch with emotion.
He was decent in that little bit there. That's fine. Yeah. I hope he figures it out.
We're all good.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, with I think this is our first afternoon recording, and I think over a year.
A long time, man. This is nice. It's only 3:00.
I know. I don't have to go to bed like immediately after.
That was barely an hour
Was
and
it?
change.
Yeah.
When we talked about the City Connects, it was like 2:02. It's an hour and 15. It's not bad.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. If you made it this far,
Mhm.
City Connects will be out by the time you hear this, probably.
Yes, we will all be city connected.
We will all be city connected. That's a good one. Respect that one. We hopefully you love them. If not, you can just join Nate.
Yeah, are you team city connected or team shitty connected? You be the judge.
Everything's linked in the description below. Follow us on everywhere that you can follow us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you next week. Peace.